21 is an extra credit project because this one requires a lot of hard drive space and it will take time on your machine. And they wanted you to do it so you can see we've been doing little tiny images with just a few files and folders, but this is what it'd like to have a real Windows folder. And this is one of the NIST, National Security Standard. The government put up this file. You have to download 3 files, and these are 2 gigs, and 1 gig. And they're 7-zip files, and this is what happens when you compress a 7-zip file into multiple files, which is the way you usually do it because USB sticks and other things formatted with FAT32 can only handle like a 2 gig file. So you often break things up into chunks, only 2 gigs big. So this is a zipped file in 3 files, a total of about 5 gigs. So you have to download all 3 of them. Then you right-click on the first one and extract, and it will unzip into 21 gigabytes, which is a hard drive, all the files on a Windows system. Then you can verify the hash of it, which you've got here. Here's the MD5 hash, so you can verify that and make sure it's right. And then I had you turn in the CRC32, which you can get from 7-zip, just so you have a short thing to put in for a flag. And now you create a new case, as usual, and import, it is a disk image, of course, and import this thing, and it will take Autopsy a while to process this 21 gigs of stuff. But that's why I wanted you to see it. So you change the time zone to Toronto, and then it will import this stuff and clear all the check marks except recent activity to make it faster, which will still be pretty slow. And now let it go. So I took this image, it was 18% done. It will depend on the speed of your processor and the speed of your disk, but it will probably take a good while. And if you have a minimal virtual machine with only like a 40 gig disk with the operating system eating most of it, you probably can't do this project. That's why I made it extra credit. If your machine is not powerful enough to do it, then just skip it and do other projects. But it's nice to do if you can, and then you'll see all the artifacts from a real Windows machine. So you can start with installed programs, and you see them here. Has something called MPlayer, iCloud, Bonjour, and so on. Microsoft Office, various things are installed on here. And then you can find the most recently installed program with some information here, so that's just a flag to find. Then you can find the most recently accessed document. Those are here, recent documents. So you can find out what they've been opening recently. It looks like they opened an Excel spreadsheet here, XPS, I think that's Excel. And then you can find what program was run 59 times. The prefetch folder records every, yep. Yeah, the prefetch folder records every time you launch something, so it will preload it in memory because you seem to like that program and use it a lot, and it does record how many times you've launched it. So here's something that was launched 82 times and 76, and so you find the one that was launched 59 times, that's the flag. And you can see, of course, what you expect. Chrome is launched a lot, Google Update is launched a lot, and so on. Normal things you might expect. Then you can find web searches. If you read the news, you will often see reports of trials. I've seen it where a woman is accused of killing her husband, and part of the evidence is a month before she went on the web and searched for what poison is untraceable and things like that. This is very common, so it's right there in Autopsy. You can search for what their web searches have been. They're stored in the browser cache somewhere, and it's evidence you often get. You see what text they've been searching. CD burning method in Windows, file sharing and tethering and so on. You see what they've been searching for. So that's very often useful in court. All right, and so that's an example of the kind of thing you can find. You see you also have USB devices and shell bags and many other things available. So it's good to do that so you get some practice with a real...
the disk analysis is the more intensive, labor intensive.
Yeah. And of course, real modern disks are even much bigger, like a terabyte. So it would be even longer. But this is an example. This is probably a relatively old machine like Windows XP or something. But it's an example put up there for forensic training. So I put it here so you get some practice with a realistic file. But like I say, I'm not going to do it live because it'll be slow. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you about that one.